prestigious media outlets such as Forbes magazine, Fox Business News, CNN Money, AOL, BBC World News, Huffington Post, and the New York Times. Cargill vigorously defends lawful gun ownership in this country without regard to party politics. And now, here's Michael Cargill.
Good day, Austin, Texas, live music capital of the world. Let's praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. President Trump's 2A legacy, that's right, bump stocks, confiscated. AR pistol braces, confiscated. Polymer 80s, confiscated. President Trump's the worst pro-gun administration in the history of the United States. My call-in number is 512-643-5483. That's 512-643-5483. Come and talk it. Explain to me why he's not the worst pro-Second Amendment president that we've had in the history of this country. Your bump stocks, they've been confiscated. We have a company that has lost millions of dollars because they had to destroy all of their inventory because of this administration. AR pistol braces, AR pistols are being confiscated because this administration is so busy doing other things. They're not defending the Second Amendment. They're not stopping this from happening. The power is in the hands of this current administration to stop the ATF from confiscating AR pistols. Polymer 80s are being confiscated. Gun stores, manufacturers are being raided right now as we speak because this current administration will not step in and do what needs to be done. This is the worst pro-gun administration in the history of the United States. Call me, explain to me why I'm wrong. I like to know why I'm wrong. We have also inside the studio, man, I got Cody Wilson. What's going on, Cody? How you doing, sir?
How you doing, Mike? I forgot about the microphones. I forgot it worked that way.
That's right. What's going on, Cody? How you doing,
Hey,
sir?
man, I'm happy.
Man, welcome to Come and Talk It.
Thanks. I agree with your opinion about Mr. Trump's administration.
Is this not crazy?
Isn't it funny how the best Second Amendment advocate we have has a out-of-control ATF that he can't apparently control?
Right. And this administration is in control of and I'm hearing excuses from a lot of people. They're saying, well, this is because of a rogue ATF agency. Rogue? This is the president. He can fire whoever he wants to fire.
He's a president or he
at
isn't.
moment's notice.
Right?
He doesn't need permission.
I was told he was given a list in 2016 of everybody he needed to fire at ATF. He didn't even look at it.
And then people are saying, they're giving me excuses. Well, I don't really care about bump stocks.
Yeah, it didn't even bump stocks. That's the problem. It's that they allowed ATF to create a framework for destroying or reclassifying accessories.
Yeah, they put a test case out there. Hey, let's see what happens if we do this.
Yeah, out of whole cloth. No statutory basis. Trump's like, get rid of it. ATF's like, sure, we'll take that power. We'll get rid of it.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Let's take their bump stocks and see what they say about it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You know what, Mike? Actually, I'm here. I'm the pro-Trump devil's advocate now. That's the last time. That'll be the last time ATF ever does that, don't you think, Mike?
Really?
That'll be the last time. This time, but that was it.
That was it?
No more.
No more.
You can count on that.
I can count on that.
Just because they took that. Yeah, they took that.
Because
they won't take
because the
anything else.
NRA and Trump says so.
They're not going to take anything else, though.
Nothing else.
Government's good, though, right?
Trump's
Because we
playing
can
3D chess.
We can trust. Say it again.
It's a Q post.
Trump's playing 3D chess.
It's all part of the plan.
It's part of the plan.
Just like how next week everybody's going to get arrested and Trump's going to come riding horseback right back into office.
He's going to pardon everybody. He's going to give you he's going to give your AR pistol braces back on January 20th, the morning before he walks out of the White House to go down to for the next president to be sworn in. He's going to pardon you and give you your AR pistol braces back.
It's all turning around.
That's what's going to happen.
Darkest just
he has
before
the
dawn.
power to do it. I'm here to tell you. Your polymer 80s are confiscated. I don't care about polymer 80s. Yeah, what about your 30-round mags? They're coming for those necks.
Yeah, I saw a post or a reply, a comment on one of your posts, and the guy said, "What do you need a bump stock for, man?"
There you go.
Just. Oh man, I tell you, it hurts. This is just sad. It's
All the
sad.
way up until what do you mean you don't need what do you need anything more than a 22 single shot cabinet locked pistol in the ATF's office?
You don't even need that. You just get a BB gun, dude.
Yeah, why
Shoot-
would you?
shoot
Why do you
somebody's
need a
eye
gun
out
that
of
the
that thing.
ATF keeps for you? Always and ever. And I'm telling you, man, if we don't fight this, if this is what pro gun looks like, oh boy, we got a rough 6 months ahead of us.
Oh boy, and see, here's the problem, people. I expect to get something like this from a Democrat president. I expect for Biden to step into office and for us to fight for the entire 4 years, for everything. That's what I expect. We're gearing up for that. But what we don't expect is to get it from a Republican president. That's the problem. You're not supposed to get it. I said it. All right, so, man, I said what I said.
Right.
I said what I said. Worst pro-gun administration in the history of this country. All right, so, man, what's going on with Defense Distributed?
Hey, well, look, 3 political crises on top of each other really drive gun sales. I'm sure that's a narrative that you've seen quite a bit. People not knowing who would be president, people not knowing if they'll have a business or a livelihood. That creates a lot of demand. It creates a lot of demand for homemade guns, gun software. So we've done very well like the rest of our industry this year, except for those people who let everything sell out of stock thinking they'd get some again, right? Some, I haven't seen a Glock 19 since May. But, we've done very well.
And people don't understand that. They don't understand, the fact that a lot of our parts and pieces, even some whole guns, the majority of our whole guns come from overseas.
Yeah.
That stuff is not made in the United States.
A lot of supply chain disruption in COVID.
And there's breaking news coming out of England.
Yeah.
Breaking news out of England. England is shutting down, and there's mass chaos because there's another strain of COVID-19 coming out of England, and people are trying to get out, and they can't get out. They're shutting it down. Shutting down the airports, the train, the roads, everything's getting shut down, and they're panicking over in England because this other strain of COVID is out. And so they're just freaking out. And how convenient.
Yeah.
How
It
convenient.
is convenient. Right when there's a vaccine for the first strain, then all of a sudden there's a new strain. I mean, talk about timing, right?
I've heard there's thousands of strains at this point, right? So you have this.
It's never going to end.
Dozens of political narratives. Over
Never
and over
going
and over
to
again.
end.
The
We will be
masks are
dealing
never
with
going away.
Corona until the day we die.
You're going to have a passport. You're going to have a vaccine ID card. You're going to have it all, man.
They might start tattooing our wrists.
You're going to take that mark of the beast.
You know who did that?
Who's that?
Hitler.
I'm not a fan of history, but tell
And
me.
the Nazis.
Tell me.
They tattooed the Jews' wrists when they sent them to get gas.
I heard about that guy, yeah.
Yep, that's what they did.
All right, so we're going to have on the show, we're going to have Antonia Okafor. She's going to be on the
She's
show.
on the phone. Yeah.
She's on the phone. All right, well, let's welcome to the show Antonia. Antonia, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in forever.
I know. It's been a while. I'm doing well. How are you?
All right. So tell me, what have you been doing? What have you been doing with yourself? Where are you working now?
Oh, man. I am the national spokesperson for Gun Owners of America.
Wow.
So, yeah,
the only
that is
good
me.
2A company, organization, I'm sorry.
Yes. I personally agree. I'm biased. But, yeah, I mean, it's been a hoot. Well, just listening to you guys talk the last few minutes about, oh, man, this administration and what has partaken the last few months as well. So, but yeah, it's good to be back on with you.
Absolutely. And so you're with Gun Owners of America, and today we're going to talk to you about...
We're talking to Antonia about mandatory gun buybacks. She was on Fox a week or two ago talking about that. But we also wanted to get your opinion on the 80% lowers and bump stocks and just in general what the ATF is doing and what this administration, what the ATF is doing under this administration.
Yeah, well, man, the ATF. I mean, the thing is, though, are we really surprised? I mean, the whole reason why the ATF exists is to be an infringement on our Second Amendment. They just come up with really creative ways every single time, like with this pistol brace nonsense in the polymer 80s. But yeah, like I forgot who was talking about it specifically. But I mean, at the end of the day, though, until January 21st, right, 20th, 21st, I mean, this is still the Trump administration. And we at GOA have actually called for Trump lately to fire Regina Lombardo. So that's the problem that we have right now, is that there are people, I think, who still don't believe that part of the situation that we have is a president that decided not to take action when he said he would in 2016.
Yeah, and he said it. He said he's going to stand up for the Second Amendment. They're not going to come for this. They're not going to come for that because I am going to stand up for you. and he was applauded,
Mhm.
at the every convention, CPAC, everywhere, and he said he wasn't going to come after our guns, and here we are, with this so-called rogue agency, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, coming after bump stocks gone, AR pistol braces gone, polymer 80s are going right now, AR pistols are going right now. And so this is just crazy. I'm just, this is going to set us up for a crazy 2021.
Mike, last month, Regina and her assistant director were caught on like home video, like secret recording, meeting illegally with the Biden transition team on a conference call. And this before Trump had approved any type of transition. And he really still hasn't with his directors of his agencies. But Regina and her director were asked by the ATF transition, what are your priorities? What does ATF want to take care of? And Regina's answer was braces. We want to get rid of braces. We want to deal with that. And we got to deal with these 80% firearms. Those are the two highest priorities. And the Biden government now sees, okay, this is what we're going to work on for you when we're incoming.
And it's,
Isn't it crazy?
it is crazy. It's
That's the highest priority. Like nothing else, nothing to do with all the other issues that the ATF is supposed to be focused on. But those two things are the highest priorities. I mean, I think that it shows right there what their real aim is, and it's really to be focused on us, the honest American who's just trying to go day by day, or a disabled person who uses a pistol brace, is why that was invented in the first place. That we are the highest priority. I think that just goes to show that we are enemy number one for them, and it's always been that way, and it always will. That's why Julia has always said abolish the ATF. There is no reforming. There's nothing like that. There's just defund and abolish the ATF. That's the only way we can go forward.
We're talking with Antonia. She's with Gun Owners of America. We're talking with Cody Wilson from Defense Distributed. We're talking about President Trump's 2A legacy, bump stocks confiscated, AR pistols confiscated, polymer 80s confiscated. This is Michael Cargill, and you are listening to Come and Talk It.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Jack Jones here, and I get my gun news from Michael Cargill on Come and Talk It.
Welcome back to Come and Talk It. And now here's Michael Cargill.
All right, we're in the studio today talking about the President Trump's his 2A legacy. You know, he's going to leave office after 4 years, and what is he going to leave behind as far as the Second Amendment is concerned? Well, we're losing our bump stocks. We've lost those. We're losing our AR pistol braces. They're going away. We're losing our polymer 80s. They're going away. And this is all happening under his administration. But you know what? In Austin, Texas, we had a family that owns a restaurant in Austin. And you're looking at this video right now where guy goes into a restaurant. He breaks into the restaurant in Austin, Texas. And the family, you know, shares this video with the police. They identify the person. The person gets arrested and then gets taken to jail. And then he is able to bail himself out of jail. He bails out, or they released him, you know, on bond, on his own recognizance, or however they do that. And so while he's out on bail, while he's bailed out, he breaks into the same restaurant again. So this family calls the police, the Austin Police Department, again, say, hey, the same guy that broke into my restaurant before that you guys arrested has broken into the restaurant again while he's out on bail from jail. So the Austin Police Department tells the family, now this restaurant owner, well, don't call us, call the court and let the court figure it out. You know, we have a problem with our court system, and, you know, and unfortunately, the police should have gone and arrested this guy again, you know, and thrown it back on the court. Because, you know, what is this family supposed to do? This guy, he comes to my class. He comes to take a license to carry handgun course. He's like, you know, because they won't, you know, they're having their property damaged, destroyed. It's being damaged and destroyed to the fact that it's not enough for him to file an insurance claim, so he has to pay for it, and he's out of pocket, you know, and this adds up over time.
Yeah, so this is a weird one. I looked over the footage, and we'll get back to that. He's going to be in studio in about 20, 30 minutes. But before we get on to that, I think we need to talk to Antonia real quick because she has to go to church. So let's talk to her about the mandatory gun buybacks.
We got to let her go ahead and praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. You know, I don't like holding up church now. All right, so Antonia, let's talk about this gun buyback program. So what's going on with this? All right, so when we come back, we're going to get Antonia back, and we'll find out what's going on with that buyback program. But yeah, this guy breaks into, you know, this restaurant here in Austin, Texas, several times, and we're going to find out how many times from the owner of the restaurant, and, you know, gets arrested, goes to jail, bails himself out of jail, you know, and then the guy, while he's out on bail, breaks into the restaurant again. You know, this family calls the police, and the police tell him, well, don't call us, call the court. You know, this is just crazy. What are people supposed to do? What are business owners are supposed to do in this town with this homeless situation? What are they supposed to do? You know, it's like what are they? When they come to me and tell me, Michael, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to tell them? What I do? Just tell them to shoot them? Is that what they want me to start doing? I should just shoot them. Shoot them. That's what you do. That's the only thing I have left to say. Because this is crazy. If they can't get any recourse, any help from the police department, they can't get any help from the court, what are they supposed to do?
Mike, I'll tell you, when I was out on bail and I did something, maybe if I like sneezed in the wrong place, I'll tell you the cops would have come and found me if you called them.
Well, why don't you start robbing food trucks instead, man?
You know, honestly, robbing food trucks or camping under the overpass, maybe they wouldn't care about it.
Might be a good living.
Yeah, not a bad option.
What do you think, Michael?
I don't know. I don't even. I just have to, you know, just hold it in and tell these people, you know, the best thing to do is you did the right thing. The right thing is to call the police. And if you didn't get anything, you know, from the police, what you need to do is, you know, call, you know, a supervisor at the police department and try to get to the police chief and say, look, you need something done. You need this person arrested again and brought back to the court, you know, and let, you know.
But that's not going to work. Just let you know.
You have to do that. So,
but it's not going to work.
Well, we're going to bring this to light today, and hopefully someone, another news agency will pick it up. And, you know, and
then get the person arrested. So the only way you can get somebody arrested for robbing you is by knowing somebody who has a radio show. Is by knowing Michael Cargill, the champion of the people.
Sad.
All right, we got Antonia Okafor back on the phone. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, I'm back.
All right, Antonia. So you know what's going on with this buyback program? What's up with this?
Oh yeah, well, it's essentially Biden saying that he's going to give us a choice, right, quote unquote choice. When he becomes president. And, I mean, the thing is that we all knew that Biden wanted to have some influence on Beto O'Rourke, where Beto would bring in somebody who was going to be either he would be him, who's the czar on the whole, hell yeah, we're going to take your AR-15s and your AK-47s. That was not a blind threat, and Biden loved that idea. So he, of course, made his deputy chief of staff the former campaign manager of Beto O'Rourke, and she is all for mandatory buybacks. And before I know the next thing that you guys are going to say, well, how can you buy something back when we never purchased it from them in the first place? Yeah, I get it. It's just that's the name, the vernacular that they're using, which we've been hearing for a long time. So just wanting to see if that's actually going to happen, we'll see. But for the most part, I wouldn't put any type of threat that he puts out as empty.
Right, and because I'm curious of what's going to happen if people say, you know what? Well, what if I don't want to sell it? I think I really keep it. It's sentimental to me.
Is this
Right.
like executive? He would do this with executive action. Is that the latest news on this, or what?
You know, interesting enough, he's said that he understands that he can't just do that with executive action. We'll see if he really understands that. But really, he's just going to go through how all the other anti-gun people have gone through, is either ATF or doing something like, for the example, the choice I was talking about, where either you can sell it to the government or you're going to have to put your name on a registry. Pay a $200 fine through the NFA, of course, and just continue an expansion of the NFA going forward. So it's really not a choice when it comes down in the end of it.
Yeah, of course it's not. I mean, that's not their end game. You got to look at what these types of people's end game is to decipher what their motive is. You know what I mean? Like, if they're motivated by power, then the end game is power. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to stop at any certain increment until they have complete control. And honestly, what it is it's a state monopoly on violence. That's really what it boils down to.
I respect.
Yeah, and it's another registry. It's just all of the pistol braces, the polymer 80s, everything. Like these are all just maneuvers in order to get what they want.
More
which
restrictions.
Is for us to be restrictions, registration, confiscation. That's how it always goes.
And I always say, and maybe you guys disagree with me, but I always say this is not a left versus right. It's not Democrat and Republican, as we see, as Michael has constantly said. You've been saying this for months. Is that Trump's one of the worst presidents on 2A ever. It's not Republican Democrat. It's people that want freedom and liberty against people that are either think they want that and they're going about it the wrong way, or people that don't.
This is Michael Cargill, and you are listening to Come and Talk It.
Hey, this is AWR Hawkins of Breitbart News, and you're listening to Come and Talk It with Michael Cargill.
Welcome back to Come and Talk It. And now, here's Michael Cargill.
All right, so we're talking about the Trump legacy. We're talking with Antonia Okafor with Gun Owners of America. Antonia.
She's off the phone now. She had to go.
All right, awesome. She had to go to church. She had to praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. You know, we love doing that. All right, but we have inside the studio Cody Wilson. I'm excited about this, Cody.
What's up, Mike?
Welcome back, man. I tell you, Cody, this is like the first interview you've done since, for a long time.
Man, I'm just now coming out of my shadow, crawling out from
You
under my
look totally
rock.
different. You got your color back.
I took the iron pill.
Yeah, because you're all pale. You were nervous about it. It was like you're like a little hurt little puppy.
I'm still pretty pale.
Yeah, but a glass would break and you would just shake and shiver.
It's true, man.
I felt sorry.
Any
for
waitress would come up to us, I'd be like, I think she's underage. How do you think she is, Mike? Mike, don't let me talk to her, Mike.
But now,
she's 28, man.
Oh yeah, you're totally different now. You got your color back. You're standing strong. You're an alpha dog now.
Thank you,
again.
brother. I think 2020 just happened for me about 6 months earlier than the rest of America. How about that? I think everybody caught up now.
They caught up to you. Hey, welcome to your world.
Now we're all on probation. So anyway,
go on vacation, come back on probation.
Antonio gave me an idea. It's like, okay, remember Obama, cash for clunkers, the most popular part of Recovery and Reinvestment Act, at least for the people, right? It was like, money for your car or whatever, cash for clunkers. So I think if Biden somehow got away with it, where it's like, we're going to do a buyback, conservatives, gun people, we rebrand it, cash for plinkers. And then we make as many guns as we can with our new CNC and polymer 80 equipment. And we just churn it out. And it's a payday. Instead of the most regressive tax on Republicans of all time, it's the biggest payday from the government for Republicans of all time. Think about it.
Man, I'm scared about these polymer 80s, though.
You are?
I'm worried about the AR pistols.
Mike, you're a gun dealer. You shouldn't be scared.
Dude, I'm concerned. And, normally, and I tell you, 3-4 years ago, people walked to the gun store, man, they're going to do this. I'm like, no, you have nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. We're going to stand strong. We're not going to let them take it. We're going to fight them all the way. I'm worried.
Well, I think you should be, but
I am worried.
That's what they want, though, because the substance of this deal is.
I've never been scared in my life. I'm concerned right now. I've never been concerned.
Well, let me make you a little more worried. Then you ready?
Okay.
It didn't just ATF and polymer 80. That's the ceiling. But let me tell you about the other floors, because Giffords in San Francisco is suing the ATF, who we know wants to be sued, right? What's her name? Lombardo or whatever? She's no friend of polymer 80s or 80% receivers. They hate it. Like I told you on that phone call with Biden, that's one of their priorities to get rid of. So they've asked Giffords and every town to sue them in, you guess it, New York and California, where I'm sure we'll get great judges, and to overturn how ATF makes
great
these
judges in New York and California.
Sure
I would expect nothing less.
As Trump says, best judges.
Best judges, yeah. He's Jesus Christ.
That's anyone.
You know what? I got a little anecdote here. I think China's behind all this stuff. Because we're turning into China. Dude, in Wuhan, they're out partying in the streets, and we're sitting over here.
I got some cousins that are Chinese, but watch it.
Your instinct's right.
I don't even know. Not appropriate for radio, what I was going to say. But, dude, look, like, here's an example. Mitch McConnell's wife is somehow connected to, like, the Chinese government. The Republicans are not your friends. They're just not. They are not.
No one's our friends. I don't
have any friends.
They're Democrat, they're Republican. Not even the libertarians are our friends. I'm telling you right now.
There's a handful of libertarians.
Crazies. They're all crazy.
What about Justin Amash?
Totally nuts.
They're all crazy.
You guys are crazy.
They're running across the street.
Michael,
stage
you and
naked.
I don't have friends for different reasons.
Amash was he signaled too hard against Trump. Like, I get it or whatever, but
I don't like Trump.
This whole idea, this conservacon idea, if we just had libertarian conservatives in every position of power, it would all work out. I guarantee if you put 9 Amy Coney Barretts on the Supreme Court, they still wouldn't have figured out this election fraud thing. All right? You're thinking in the wrong direction if you think these institutions are ever going to save us.
That's what I'm saying.
Going to be our buddies.
That's what I'm saying. The foundations of, like, look, localized politics.
Yeah.
And be free. that's what you got to do.
There's no power dividend. I can't sell you being free, right? There's no power for me in selling you that.
You
vision.
can't until people are locked in their houses for 8 months. And now people, I think, are starting to see it. And people that aren't seeing it at this point are gone.
Buddy,
they're beyond
right.
help.
I know. We both know people who've been in their houses for 8 months, haven't left. Who leave? Yeah.
I've driven across the country 4 times, and I've.
My sister's.
I guess I got to save the world.
My sister's
Gary Faust for president, 2024, baby.
Yeah, you're right.
I could probably win.
You're right. People are doing it. My sister's been locked up. She's been in the house the entire time.
Totally locked up.
Since February.
It's like the media turned it up to 11. Maybe that's the best thing that Trump shows.
11,
right?
What do you mean, like 48, dude?
But that's as far as it goes. The
No, they
media turned
broke
up
the
as
knob,
far as it goes.
dude. They broke
okay?
the knob.
Whatever the top is, that's where we went with Trump, and maybe that's the only thing he showed us, what the top looks like.
Oh, for sure.
With it screaming at you. All right, embarrassing you, humiliating you until you go away from shame or something.
Yeah, but he's so busy right now. He's trying to, do all this wheeling and dealing and trying to figure out how to way to stay in office. Which that boat has sailed.
He knows he's
that
out.
ship's gone.
Oh yeah, he's done for.
So why is he not standing up and saying, you know what?
He
I need
kissed
to
too much
fire
booty.
this person in the ATF that's doing this. What they're doing.
It would be interesting. He got rid of his AG. He got rid of his DOD guys.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Have you guys been following QAnon? I think Trump's gonna get in there.
He's gonna do it.
Hold on.
He's gonna do it.
Just hold on.
Trust the plan, man. I looked up some
You
of that
can
QAnon
do it.
stuff.
What'd you look up?
I looked up some of that QAnon stuff like a year and a half ago, and I remembered I kept seeing things that were like, the midnight oil is burning, and I was like, these people are out of their mind. They have lost their mind.
It's felt that way for a couple
QAnon
years.
is, in my opinion, probably somebody from in the Trump admin or Trump himself, or like a couple of them. Like, hey man, this is a good marketing technique. It's crazy, dude. Trump has done very little for 2A, and 2A is, I would say, just about the foundation of this country to where we're at now, at least.
It's like he figured out in his final 6 months that he actually was president. It's like it took him. It's like it took him 3 years. This is one of the best Ann Coulter posts, right? It's like, wow, if only there was somebody who could build that wall.
Dude, I don't know. I don't want to use the term capitulated, but I sympathized with Trump a lot throughout his presidency because everybody was bashing him, and I was like,
sure.
Oh yeah, like let's give him some slack, slack. And now I'm like, nah, I'm glad I never voted for him. I did not vote for that guy, and because I'm not an idiot, and I think I guess not everybody that voted for Trump's an idiot.
He's a chump, and anyone that supports him now is a fool.
Look,
I would agree.
He gave people with skin in the game a reason to stay involved, a reason to hold out. I mean, and look, he took more hits. Name another president who took more hits and more daily crap than this guy, and just took him. I mean,
Well, what about Obama, dude?
No, are you kidding? Okay, I thought
Yes,
you were
I'm
putting me
kidding.
on. What-
Dude,
Okay,
don't you talk about Obama?
Yeah.
The media hated that guy. They hated him.
He had to fight,
I'm
man.
completely
Every day
joking.
he had to fight.
Obama was.
You're gonna watch a 180 here, right? Where the basement strategy that Joe had on the campaign moves on into the White House. We're like, hey, we haven't heard from the president in a while. No, don't worry. He's there. He's working. Trust us.
You know what Joe Biden would say about Obama? I wish we had a soundbite. You know what he would say, Michael?
What would he say?
You ain't black.
Oh my goodness.
Ryan Long has this on YouTube. He has this skit where it's like he's a black guy in New York, but like after election night, he turned white because he didn't vote for Joe Biden.
Have you seen these coronavirus vaccine memes where it's like a black guy and it's like before the vaccine and he's like, hey, and then this is after the vaccine and it's this like dorky white dude.
Oh my goodness.
It's hilarious. It is hysterical.
And now there's another strain.
Now there's another strain.
UK.
Dude, you know what's crazy? All these people I know, my friends that are very liberal, and I would consider myself I'm probably the most liberal person in this room. They're saying we can't trust big pharma. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. We can't. They've been poisoning us and screwing us over on all the prices.
While they're doing lines of coke right now as we speak.
Well, that's neither here nor there.
Right.
Excellent point.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that they talk about bashing big pharma and taking it apart, and then in the same breath they're saying, "But you got to take the vaccine."
Yeah.
What?
We can trust.
What is going on, man? Like, what's happening to people? Where's your principles? This is ridiculous.
They're scared.
I'm just fired up because my John McAfee interview got taken off YouTube. I literally got censored. Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm a reporter for an AM radio talk show.
Yeah.
I'm not Michael. I'm not known in the community, and they took my video down.
We
It's
can
just
all feel
insane, man.
We can all feel it. These contractors, Cognizant, all these people that work for YouTube, Google, they're all out here in Austin, right? They run a day shift. It's not just the
Maybe they
algorithm.
do know who I am.
They screen our content. We've all felt it now. We know Google search is getting worse, right? We know the
Out
YouTube's
of
policy
control.
about, you know what? We're not
Medical
gonna-
misinformation.
Yeah.
If you say anything about Corona that doesn't hit the nail on the head for them, it's gone.
You saw this like 3 weeks ago, right? YouTube's like, look, we've talked enough about the election, so from now on,
No more ads or no more
videos about the election, because Joe won, so it's not worth talking about.
Hey, you know what? Here's the good thing. People are waking up to this. Mackenzie Kelly won District 6. Mackenzie Kelly, a conservative
lot
in
of hard work.
Austin, Texas. You kidding me? She beat Flanagan.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, that was a Republican seat before Flanagan. So before that was Don Zimmerman, who was a Republican. So it's not unheard of.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
but so it is possible.
I'm not as
Biden carried Travis County by 70%, was it?
I don't know the local politics of Austin as well as you do, Michael. But in my mind, since I've lived here, I'm just glad.
It just proves that what they're talking about, this big blue wave that's going to happen, is not going to happen because of the things that they're doing. The homeless situation, they're repealing these ordinances, and that's what's killing the Democrats. The fact that they're talking about defunding the police. That's killing, their blue wave. It's just
right.
It was a lapse in judgment.
That's right.
It was a lapse in judgment. Old Cabo Steve, or whatever they're calling him now. I didn't know that Steve Adler was his home was in Mexico. Did you know that, Michael? Apparently, he doesn't live on the 26th floor of the W. He lives in Cabo, Mexico. That's where he's been quarantining this entire time. This is insane, dude. That guy's a king in his castle. I never knew that Steve Adler lived on the 26th floor of the W until I was on this show talking about this is how I met you, basically. Was talking about the homeless ordinance, and I said I was going to get a helicopter and pick up a bunch of homeless people and drop them off on the roof of the W.
26th floor.
I mean, that guy is literally a king in his castle. We're like entering into a feudal.
He owns half the floor now.
Isn't he buying another piece?
Yeah, he owns half the floor.
But see, they get that. I think they know that.
Allegedly.
When you play Democrat side, yeah, it's like goofy or whatever, but it's like it always has a power return. And like I just feel like Republicans don't understand.
Dude,
anything like that.
The people in Austin that are liberal don't even like Adler. It's the same thing as Biden. They're voting for him because they've been convinced the alternative is some evil.
Sure. But the Metro expansion? You saw the Metro expansion?
Prop A?
Yeah. Okay, they voted that.
I literally just bought a house and I'm already getting.
Yeah. we voted that down 4 times in Austin, and then the 5th time, you know what I mean? They'll just push it.
I need to put the title to my house under Michael's name so I don't have to pay property taxes.
We're talking with Cody Wilson. We're talking about President Trump's 2A legacy.
About tax evasion.
This is Michael Cargill, and you are listening to Come and Talk It.
Folks, this is Doug Man Jones. And I get my gun news from Michael Cargill at Come and Talk It.
Welcome back to Come and Talk It. And now here's Michael Cargill.
All right, so we're talking about President Trump's 2A legacy, talking about bump stocks been confiscated. AR pistol braces are getting confiscated now. Polymer 80s are getting confiscated. Cody, we got Cody Wilson inside the studio. What's up with Polymer 80s?
Yo, Mike. The Polymer 80 thing is like the spear tip, all right? This is the most conceptual, adventurous thing the ATF's doing within the entire framework of DIY guns, build your own guns. For people out there, 80% are the most common way people make their own guns rather than buy them.
So what if you already have one of these Polymer 80s where you have this like, it's like a Glock 19, pistol that you had a kit. You got this kit and you put it together with the upper, the lower. You had all the little parts and pieces, and you now have a complete gun.
Well, look, ATF has not been very clear. They haven't issued public guidance about this. They've just punched Polymer 80 in the face right now, and then they're letting the industry react. But what we've seen so far, and this isn't official stuff because there isn't official stuff.
So should I run out and get one right now?
What we've seen right now is if it's a buy, build, shoot kit sold by Polymer 80, marketed by Polymer 80, that is apparently an illegal firearm because it doesn't have numbers on it. It's currently considered a firearm by some kind of invention of constructive possession. Stay away. Don't sell it. Don't possess it because ATF's looking for them. They're looking for customer records. They're beating Polymer 80 up in the courts right now about it. But apparently it's only just those 2 buy, build, shoot kits that Polymer 80 sold. It's nothing else.
And that's confusing to me.
I don't want to relieve anyone that's listening. I'm just saying ATF's attacking there. This is a splinter group in California of Obama holdovers that waited the Trump presidency out and then executed on this mission, which they've been working on for at least a year.
They're Obama holdovers.
Or Obama holdovers. Trump did not clean house when he came into government.
Didn't clean the swamp. He didn't drain the swamp.
The people, ATF will commonly be like, hey, let's have a conversation. And the people that prevail in those internal ATF conversations are always Obama-era ideologues.
So this is a result of not draining the swamp.
And you know who wants to completely abolish the ATF? Joe Jorgensen.
Oh man.
Wouldn't that be
You mean the libertarian candidate?
Wouldn't that fix the situation, abolishing the ATF?
Yeah, what's that meme, like the skeleton on the park bench, me waiting for a libertarian to win high office,
Well, it's because everybody's convinced that the binary system is what we need to live by.
Exit. Okay, so build your own guns, right? Know that the ATF now is interested in you building your own gun. You should probably build it because they don't want you to. And I'm just living in what is. And this ATF is an activist ATF emboldened by Lombardo, not supervised at all by the Trump presidency, now understands that Trump is leaving and is trying to show loyalty to the incoming Biden administration.
What's the point of going to court or suing or trying to pass legislation on any level regarding this if the Republicans and the Democrats are both crap?
You can take the black pill there, and I think you would not be disappointed if you did. But Trump has ostensibly put in hundreds and hundreds of federal district judges, right? So you've got good judges.
But what are they doing for him? I mean, are they? Because it looks like the Supreme Court that he appointed didn't do it.
Well, look,
jack for him.
Only
on
a fraction
election.
Only a fraction of 1% of cases are going to make it to the Supreme Court. But you've got the Fifth Circuit here in Texas, which is good on guns, good on accessories. You've got to have good vehicles. You got to have GOA. You got to have NRA.
Yeah,
and NRA's fallen off, right? You got to have.
Not a fan.
It's the whole ecosystem, right? We got to have gun organizations that take good gun cases to good gun courts.
You got to have Central Texas Gun Works,
and Mike Cargill's a big part of that. But
that's where I get my guns. Waiting for that cha-ching sound.
You're not gonna lose money being cynical right now. With these conservatives, you're not gonna lose money on that, and you should be. All right. And ATF clearly wants a bigger and bigger piece of the homemade gun market. They don't want that happening. I've seen acts of Congress proposed in the 116th Congress. They want to ban homemade firearms, personal made firearms entirely. They want to ban our equipment to make them. They want the whole smorgasbord. So the point of going to court is to put it on black letter, slow it down, give it reasoning. Give it time.
When are we going to do what the lefties do and take to the streets? When are we going to do that? Or better yet, why don't we create a coalition with left-wing people that are pro-gun and start working together with them to have grassroots, boots-on-the-ground movements? I think that's probably the end game, yeah.
Man, here's the real black pill, man. I mean, you don't ask me about that. I've seen liberals and Democrats during the run-up to the election. They bought guns, but they still voted for Biden. You know what I mean?
I'm talking about like people that are a little bit further left than that. People that didn't vote for Biden that are left wing.
I guess the question you got to ask yourself is: are there more of them than there are of you? And the realist knows there are more of them than there are of you.
Yeah.
Okay. And
whatever. Maybe you're right.
if it comes to a skull bashing contest, we're gonna be maybe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We
Yeah.
should build bridges here because it's very clear that the government as a whole is against the people at this point. I think that's like pretty much blatantly obvious.
I don't think you're talking conspiracy.
Right.
I
That's
think
what I'm
anyone can
saying.
see it.
So why don't
Yeah.
we start, patching things up on the political divide, which is very difficult given that there's these mainstream propaganda machines just, pooping out all this crap into our minds.
Take an example like with the recent Supreme Court confirmations, right? Trump has appointed a third of this Supreme Court. And by
That
any
is
measure,
insane.
that's a stupendous victory of movement conservatism that's been building since the 80s. It's the achievement of Mitch McConnell's life goal in politics. Conservatives technically control the federal judiciary at every level.
Yeah.
What has it gotten us?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, what a bridge building, coalition building, what? No, you're still playing within a certain framework. I'm saying the thing is decrepit, all right? There's a certain reality of power.
So burn it all down.
I'm telling you, push, baby. Like, push. Don't hold it up. Push it over, all right? And I don't think that's cynical, okay? I think that's the way you should be thinking. Something new must come.
Well, that's what the people, the left-wing people, boots on the ground are also saying. Why don't we do that with them if we can find common ground? Because I'm not even necessarily like a super conservative, really. I'm like pretty middle of the road. I have no problem being the intermediary between the two.
It's probably pretty radical for AM radio. But look, I mean, I love America, right? I don't trust
Same
leftists,
here.
right? I don't think there is coalition building with leftists.
You don't think it's possible?
I think they dilute every organization and purpose, and all of a sudden, I thought we were talking about guns. Now we're talking about bathrooms. Like, what? What?
Okay, I could see that being a possibility.
Right? This is some of conquest maxims, right? Everyone's conservative about what he knows best. If you know guns best, build a gun organization, do something in the private sector like what we do. I can sell you a piece of equipment or a kit, and I know that you can build a Glock, you can build an AR, you can build a 308. That's a reality. That's hard power.
So is it safe to say that you think that nothing's going to happen until the people that are conservative or pro-gun, regardless of political affiliation, they're not going to actually really do anything until it really hits them in the pockets?
Look, it works like this. Do you know anyone in Georgia? Right? Like, that's the most important place in the country.
That's
right.
right.
All right. There's 2 Senate races in Georgia.
2 Senate races.
And maybe we don't like Republicans, but holy hell, man, if you give Joe Biden the Senate, this place becomes
We
Puerto Rico
are
way faster.
done. We are done.
So there's a world where Mitch McConnell keeps the Senate, and there's a world where he doesn't. I care about the divergence of those 2 realities right now. Now we're having a different conversation. Based
All
on
eyes
what's
on
happening.
Georgia.
I think that's just abiding too much by the political binary, man. I think that's why we're screwed.
Remember, we had the last 2 years of Obama. That's what gave us the
What about
innovations.
Reagan? What about Reagan, Michael? What did Reagan do? What did the Brady bill do?
Well, Ronald Reagan he actually started gun control in California, and people don't like to discuss that.
That's what I'm
all
saying,
it took was
man.
the Black
We can all-
Panthers.
It's been going on for 40 years, at least.
Some of this is we're crying into our cereal bowl here, right? Like Obama gave us
Let me
the SIG
cry.
brace.
Right.
Okay, Obama gave us the 80% industry,
Right.
right? Because people were on the right side of power. They knew they had to be contra power. They knew they had to be innovative. They weren't waiting on someone to bail them out. Biden, a slow Biden presidency with a weak hand, where he doesn't have the Senate, that could be very good for our industry.
Yeah,
and we
good.
should take those 2 years and we should build those coalitions you're talking about. That's playing with the deck that is most realistic, I think.
China's going to kill us all.
I mean, the FBI admits the Hunter Biden investigation, right? There's plenty of time for people to see that China really is the true geopolitical foe. This Russia talk starts to evaporate.
Dude,
You know?
also, when you start looking at things in terms of the geopolitical landscape and the dynamic between China, Russia, America, all the European countries, which I just look at as the EU.
Sure.
It doesn't seem like America is the number one superpower to me when I look at things. It looks like China is clearly on top of us.
This country does not function like one nation with a national security idea,
Yeah.
with an idea of itself in the concert of nations.
So
It's like a business. And then there's lots of competing factions within that business, and they're all suing each other.
What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, like Cody's saying, if you look at America, you look at China, America is a little bit more fractured, but China is all under the control of the Chinese Communist Party, and they are leading the entire country in the same direction.
Well, soon they're
whereas
going to be
we
leading
are
the
not.
entire world.
We know that this is their goal. They've stated publicly, right, for all consumption, that their goal is to be the world leader, to set the standard upon all formerly liberal institutions. They want influence at the World Health Organization. They want the World Bank. They want to set the trade rules. They want to settle everything in their currency rather than our currency. And with that kind of mission and the kind of leadership class that they have, Think about it. It's been 50, 60 years since the Cultural Revolution. They've had time to put the very best people from their system into positions of
place,
power.
yeah.
Right? What are we getting right now? Like diversity set-ins.
Bathrooms.
And, like we're
Man,
bleeding our
you know
worst
what,
people.
dude? Fine. You've convinced me. I am signing up for Mandarin lessons after this.
It wouldn't hurt you.
God, dude, we're so screwed.
But at least, look, this is, again, another outcome from the Trump presidency. Now that the vandals are out of power, right, and the swamp comes back into office, and everything is good and swampy again in D.C., all us good conservatives or anarchists know that we're where we should be, all right? We're insurgents within our own country, okay? And this idea that we had in the high years of the Clinton administration, right, where there actually was talk of abolishing the ATF because of what they did at Waco, it's good to be back in that headspace. You have no friends in this government.
Man.
You should be talking about resisting them. You should not be under this illusion.
You're just feeding me black
that
pills,
you can
brother.
take. But I think that maturity of vision is more in line with our founders and more in line with the small government Republican
yes.
vision. All right,
I would agree with that.
and that's a good
But
place to be.
But if I agree with that, then I'm not going to vote Republican.
Unless you live in Georgia.
Will you back me up over here?
Yeah, when Trump was president, I guess he still is, but it's, at the sunset of that. But there were so many people who are just saying, oh, yeah, Trump 2020. And they're just thinking that Trump is doing everything right. And whatever he's doing is just like part of the plan for the thing he's doing next. And they're totally on board with it. Whereas now, like Cody just mentioned, that is about to end.
All right, we're talking with Cody Wilson. He's back. He's back in town. He's back in the fight. This is Michael Cargill, and you are listening to Come and Talk It.
This is Brittany Glaze, and I get my global gun news from Michael Cargill on Come and Talk It.
Welcome back to Come and Talk It. And now here's Michael Cargill.
All right, so we're back, and man, I tell you, Cody Wilson's back in the fight again. He's back. He's not on the run. He's here in the fight because we're going to need him this year come 2021. Because, man, we're losing everything. We're losing our bump stocks. They're gone. We're losing that AR pistol, AR pistols, period. They're coming after them. We're losing those polymer 80s. They're getting confiscated. So we're going to need all the help we can to get into this fight to help us keep, what we have into, this next administration is going to be something else because, man, we can't even get any help from the current administration.
Speaking of not being able to get help from people.
We have inside the studio.
How do you pronounce your last name, Ali?
Alaboudi.
Alaboudi. Ali Alaboudi, the owner of Austin Habibi.
Yes.
Austin's
Downtown
Habibi.
Austin. Yeah, Austin's Habibi, sorry. And the videos we rolled earlier
All right, so
speak for themselves.
Yeah, so if you go to roll a couple of those videos there, and you know what, Ali, I want you to tell us, first you have a restaurant downtown Austin, which is located where?
5th Street.
On 5th Street, and
Yes.
where?
Bowie and Lamar.
So
Bowie and 5th Street.
So
Sorry.
Bowie and 5th Street.
Yeah.
All right, so you it's a family-owned restaurant, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so you guys serve some good food there. What are your hours?
We are 10 to 10.
10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Yes,
Man, you
and-
guys work long days.
Yeah, we stay till 3 a.m.
Wow. All right, so tell us about what happened because you guys had a break-in. Someone had burglarized your place while it was closed, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have break-in while back in 2018. Like same person, he broke in first like 2 times, and then we reported to the police, and the 3rd time he get arrested, and then
So he in 2018 he broke in twice.
twice.
Okay, he breaks in a 3rd time. You guys called the police, and each time I'm sure you called the police.
We each time we report them. To
But then this
police.
3rd time, what you guys figured out who he was or something?
Yes.
Okay, so because you had it all on security camera, which
Yes.
we're looking at it right now. If you're looking at us on Facebook Live or on Twitter, all right. So he breaks into your restaurant the 3rd time. The police, you call the police and they catch this guy.
They catch this guy, and then he get out. Somebody banned him, or I guess, and they let him go.
So he goes to jail.
He's go to jail, and he get out with the bond.
He was bonded out.
He's bonded
So
out.
he's bonded out of jail.
He's out on bond.
Yeah, so I call. He broke in after he get bound. He broke in again, and
So you mean to tell? So this guy, the 3rd time he breaks into your restaurant, gets arrested by the police. He goes to jail. He bonds out of jail. The 4th time he comes back and breaks into your place again.
Yes.
While he's on bail.
exactly.
I just can't even believe this story is so far fetched.
Yeah, and then
I can.
I can't even believe this. It's
I'll get
crazy.
into it.
and then I called the officer who was handled the case and told, hey, that's what happened, and he say
So you call the same police officer that's handling your case.
yes.
And you say, look, this guy just broke in a 4th time, same guy. We got him on camera, on
Yes.
security camera, break into the place while he's on bail. What do we do? Can you come arrest this guy again? What did he tell you?
He told me I can't do nothing because you already out of the jail with a ban, and I can't do nothing about it. You need to contact the court.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
So a guy breaks into your place a 4th time while he was out on bail. You call the police, and they say, there's nothing I can do. Call the court? Why are you supposed to call the court? How about you come and arrest this guy who's on bail, who just broke into the place again, who just committed a crime?
Exactly.
It's insane.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Michael, do you think this has something to do with the police being defunded and they just don't care anymore? Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think so,
Yeah.
Ollie?
I hope
They
we're rolling
don't-
all of these videos. I want to see every one of these videos. I want to see this guy. I want to see every video you have. I want to see every angle of this guy, what's going on. Because this is completely crazy.
Well,
This
we
guy
got- we
breaks
got
in.
the-
And so 4 times he breaks in.
Yes. 4th time.
Wait,
And
I
he never
thought it was
stopped.
3 times.
3 times. Then they called the police. He was arrested.
And
He bails out of jail. He breaks in the 4th time after that. He has broken in 4 times now.
yes.
So
and then I called the court, and they say we're going to put in the file. After a couple of weeks, they call me, and they say, "What do you want us to do for you?" I told them I need to enter probation at least 5 years.
What court is this? What's the judge in the court?
I have the email from them.
You got the email? You have it on you?
Yeah.
Okay, in the break, I want you to pull that email
Yeah.
out because I want to know what court this is. I want to know the name of the judge of this court. I also want to know the name of the police officer. I want to tag the Austin Police Association
in this right now?
This thread right now because they need to know this because this is ridiculous. I want to tag the mayor and city council, every city council member that we have, tag them in this thread right now because this is crazy.
It is.
This makes no sense whatsoever.
Some night I slept there to really protect my business from this guy.
I'm calling every news outlet that I possibly can to bring, light to this story because this is crazy. Here you are trying to provide for your family, everything that you possibly can, and this same guy keeps breaking into your place and you can't get no relief. And then, I get you in my class, my license to carry handgun course. Well, we're not even there yet. So we're going to get there. All right. So before you get there, all right. So you call the court and they tell you, hey, what do you want me to do? Okay.
Yes. And then they send me mail. They put them in 3 years. Some like under 3 years.
What is that now?
They send me an email. They say we put them under probation for 3 years.
They put him on probation for 3 years.
Yeah.
So they gave him probation for 3 years.
And then he broke 5th time while he under probation.
So he broke in a 5th time.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right. It's time to sleep in the place and just.
And then I give up. I don't call the police.
I almost don't want to say this because I probably get sued if I say it. But it's like you want to sleep in the place and just shoot him because that'll end the madness.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to tell him?
Well, if somebody breaks into his business, he can shoot him, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's burglary. Yeah.
So
5 times. That's crazy. I mean, this is just insane. So while he's on probation, he breaks in a 5th time. Now what?
Now, I believe when it happened COVID-19 on March, between March and November, when they let people like in jail, let them go.
Right.
I get broken again, but I'm not
6th time.
6th time, but I'm not sure if it's the same person. But he was covered everything. But I believe it's the same person, and he broke up. Broke again 6th time. I called the police. They never show up.
Okay, I'm gonna give you some tips. I don't normally share my secrets with anybody or my security and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm gonna share some secrets with you. I'm not on the air. We're gonna do this off air,
Okay.
and I'm gonna show you some things that you can do so that way when someone breaks into your place, it'll wake you up in the morning, or wake you up when this happens, and you're gonna have to take your own personal safety in your own hands because it's obvious, it's crystal clear that you're not gonna get any assistance, any help from the Austin Police Department. It's obvious and crystal clear you're not going to get any relief, any help from the court system here in Travis County. It's obvious and it's clear, you're not going to get any help from the Travis County Sheriff's Department. So you're going to have to take your own personal safety in your own hands and be your own security. And we're going to have to end this madness. And I'm going to show you exactly what to do and how to stop, these people from breaking into your place. I'm going to give you some good little tips.
So the 6th time I reported because they not show up to the business. I reported on the phone and nobody called me or anything about the case.
And you called the police or you called the case?
I called the police.
911?
Yeah.
And no one showed up?
Nobody showed up. And then the 7th time, it was like 2 months ago. And he broke me, my neighbor, and my other neighbor. Same guy.
7 times. 7th time.
7th time, and he not just me. He broke in with the 2 businesses next to me.
So he breaks into other businesses that are next door to you.
Next door.
The 7th time, same person.
Yeah. So I come at 3 a.m. I find he bleeding.
I almost want to spend the night in your place and pop a cap in this boy. I swear, I think I'm gonna spend the night. It's too easy. I'll spend the night in your place.
And I come to my business. He took off the camera. And he bleeding everywhere in there.
Because he cut himself.
He cut himself.
So he cut himself and he's bleeding all over your place. And every time this guy breaks in, this is 7 times now, you have to pay for this to repair your place.
I did.
Every single time.
Every single time.
Because it's not enough. It's not enough to cover the damage. Is not enough to cover the deductible, so it's not worth reporting to the insurance.
No, really.
So 7 times you have to pay out of pocket for this damage to your business.
Exactly. And
this is where we are, people. This is where we are today. This is your Austin. This is Travis County. This is your city council. This is your defunding the police. This is what it gets you. This guy is trying to provide for his family. He's trying to, run a business. In 2020, COVID-19 time frame here, it's already rough enough. It's hard enough for people to, to survive as it is. When you have the same people that are constantly breaking in 7 times into your business and you get them on camera, you have the evidence, you're calling the police, they're sentenced this guy to 2 years probation. He still breaks in again, and he doesn't even care because he knows there are no consequences for his actions. We come back from the break. We got some more video. We're going to talk to Ali some more. And the name of that restaurant, one more time, Ali, is called
Austin's Habibi.
Austin's Habibi. I tell you, we need to go to Austin's Habibi, and we need to buy some food from this guy because this is ridiculous. We need to support him because this is just sad. You're trying to provide, you're trying to do everything right, and then you're just getting knocked back, pushed back. This is Michael Cargill, and you are listening to Come and Talk It.
Peace, this is Maj Toure. You're listening to Come and Talk It Radio with Michael Cargill.
Welcome back to Come and Talk It. And now here's Michael Cargill.
All right, so we're back and we're talking with Ali. He's the owner of Austin's Habibi. Man, Austin's Habibi. What kind of food is at this restaurant, Ali?
It's kind of like Greek food, Turkish. Yeah, it's mixed.
Like Greek and Turkish.
Yeah, and
this sounds good. You should have brought some samples with you. Yeah, because I'm kind of hungry right now.
I will after.
Okay, so after we have to get some samples. All right, we have to get some samples from you. Yeah, that's right. Austin's Habibi. All right, so so Ollie's telling us about a situation where his restaurant You know, a guy breaks into his restaurant one time. He breaks into his restaurant a second time. He breaks into the restaurant a third time. This is all caught on security camera, and you're looking at the video right now. We'll play the video for you right now. And so he breaks in the third time. The third time, you know, the police catch this guy. Yes. They arrest him. They take him to jail. The guy bails out of jail, then breaks into the restaurant a fourth time while he's out on bail. He then breaks into the restaurant a fifth time. You know, Ali calls this case, the police officer who's working the case. The officer that's working the case says, well, call the court. So he calls the court. The court's like, well, what do you want me to do? And the court's like, okay, well, we'll put him on probation for 3 years.
Yes.
All right, so the guy's on probation for 3 years. He breaks into the restaurant a sixth time.
Yes.
He breaks into the restaurant a seventh time.
Mm-hmm.
7 times. It's like it's Sesame Street. One time. He breaks in 2 times. 3 times. Not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 times he breaks into the restaurant. This is a comedy show for Austin. You know, here I am in Austin, Texas, and I'm trying to run a business. I'm trying to build a business for my family, and I got the same person break into my business 7 times, okay? And then you call the police again.
So the 7th time I called the police, they're supposed to come to see, check where is it broken, what is going on. They never show up.
So the 7th time he calls the police and no show. They're like, you know, we've been there 7 times. Yeah, there's a break-in. Yeah, we know it's the same guy that broke in. We're not even going to show up because we know it's the same guy that broke into the place. They're not even going to show up to even do the investigation. Okay, so that's the 7th time.
So the 7th time they never show up. I give up. After 1 month, I had the officer call me. He said, you called this day and you said your business somebody broke and stolen. I say, yeah. I say, we had another people report the same guy. Reported to
and these are the people that are next door to you,
and
in
next
the same
door
building.
and different area.
Okay, different area.
And he told me that's the same guy. He doing this. I told him, yeah, I've been report the same guy since 2018. You guys nothing done for me.
This has all been happening since 2018.
Yeah. So he said, okay, send me the video I want to look at, and I sent.
And your video is crystal clear.
Yeah.
It's crystal clear. It's better than looking at it through your naked eye. You can see exactly who this person is. No doubt whatsoever.
And I sent it to them, and it's nothing happened.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
This is insane.
This is pathetic. This is crazy.
Well, what do you expect? What do you expect? Why doesn't somebody from the Austin Police Association call in? I tagged them on Facebook. I know that they see this.
Call in.
Yeah, well, what's his name? That one guy's actually pretty good about. He's good about coming on and talking about stuff. I mean, look, man. Fact of the matter is, you should calling the police isn't really going to do that much for you. And
nothing. Really.
I just want to let you know that there was a precedent set. What was that court case, Heller? There was a precedent set by the Supreme Court that said that the police officers are not required by law to protect you or serve you. So they really actually don't have to do anything, even if they weren't defunded.
You have the case
These
number
are
on
facts.
You have the case number on you by any chance?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I want you to pull that case number, and it was something else I wanted to look at, too. You were going to show me. What was the other thing he was going to show me? We were going to look at?
The court email.
The court email, yeah. The court email. I want to see that. I'm going to have you airdrop that to me. I want to look at that court email, and then I want to get the case number, because we're going to bring this to light. What happens in the dark will soon come to light, let me tell you. All right, so the 7th time, yeah, this is just it's crazy. First time breaks in, second time breaks in, third time breaks in. You call the police come to arrest this guy. Guy goes to jail. While he's out on jail, he breaks in the 4th time. He breaks in the 5th time, breaks in the 6th time, breaks in the 7th time. He breaks in multiple places when he breaks in the 7th time. And they put him on probation for 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is 7th time now. Now what?
Nothing.
That's it? So the 7th time he finally stopped. You haven't seen him. When's the last time he broke in?
He probably take them another month, 2 months. He going to do it again.
So so the last time he broke in was what, March, April?
November.
November?
Yeah.
November this year.
Yeah.
2020.
2 times this year.
2 times this year. Okay. The 6th and the 7th time was this year in 2020.
Yeah.
All right. So, and What do you? So what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do that's different to keep him from breaking in?
Uh, Honestly, I give up with the police. They not gonna do nothing about them since they let them in the first place. Let them go.
Right.
But I'm just watching my camera all the time at night.
All right. And then after 7 times, you're like, man, I'm gonna get a gun.
Yes.
You decided. Why did you decide to get a gun?
Because really of them.
You're done.
Yeah.
I got a question. I hate to be this guy, but I got to play devil's advocate. It's my job.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the police would be treating you differently if you were white?
I think so. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
I had this experience with the police.
Why do you say that? What experience did you have?
It's okay. Say it.
Yes, say it. Just
Okay.
don't use profanity.
Okay. So I had a date with a girl, white girl.
Okay.
2019.
Mhm.
And
Because you're from Iraq.
yes.
Okay.
I'm citizen, so it's supposed to be different. We are like.
And ladies, by the way, man, this is a good looking man right here. He's got some nice eyes. Let me tell you right now. So call into the show, ladies.
Watch it.
We're gonna hook you up with Ali because I'm telling you, man, he's got some nice eyes. Look at them arms. We're gonna arm wrestle in a few minutes. Go ahead, Ali.
So I was dating her, and then she very violent. So or she pretend she get hurt. I have video with me too. Sometimes she pretend I hurt her, and she doesn't know I was record her. So that proof. And she calling the police, and the police show up to my home. They do a trespass. She come there, and then after 3 months, I let her come again, and she did it again. So I called the police. I want them to remove her from my home. And one of the police ordered me to leave the house for the rest of the night.
To leave your house or her
I
house?
leave my house.
They ordered you to leave your house?
Exactly.
Okay, what were the police called in the first place?
I called them. I told them I need her to leave my house.
Okay, so you were dating her. You called the police because you wanted her to leave, and you didn't want to put your hands on her or anything like that.
Yeah.
So you said, "I need you to make her leave my house because she won't leave."
Yes.
Okay, and then instead, the police showed up and said, "No, you leave your house."
your house till she feels she won't leave, and
What?
and she take her stuff.
And
Wait,
was she on your?
I have record.
Was she on your lease or
No, yeah.
anything?
Mm-mm.
What the?
How-
What
how-
is going on with this?
Okay, how long has she been staying there?
The day
No, how long has she been staying there? Period.
she never stay with me. Like she's not living with
Oh,
me.
she's not living with you.
Mm-mm.
So she's just there visiting.
Yeah, we
Okay.
just dated.
Okay, all right.
So I come to my house and I stay night. I come? I find my stuff taken by a U-Haul truck.
Someone took your stuff.
While the police let her.
They let her take your stuff.
Yeah,
in a U-Haul
I
truck.
know the law. By the law, she cannot take stuff. This is surfer course. She have to the.
Okay, how does she get a U-Haul truck?
Her dad. She called her dad, and he bring her.
Why would they bring a U-Haul truck if she's just visiting for a day?
She get because she take my own personal stuff. She told the cop, "This is my stuff," and the cop come to me. He say she gonna take her stuff. I thought she doesn't have anything. This is my stuff. He say, "No, I don't believe you. I believe her." I said, "Why? I live there. She's not in the lease, and she lied. This is not her stuff. She's doing it just on purpose to piss me off." They say, "You need to leave before I arrest you." And I have the record. You need to leave now. I don't want you to stay here till she take all the stuff and leave. I come another day, my stuff gone. And by the law,
And see, this is what happens in Austin, people. This is what happens when you don't have access to an
And this-
attorney. This is what happens when you're, a person of color and, or you're from another country and you're poor, not necessarily a different race or anything, but just simply poor.
Well, yeah,
and you don't have access
And
to
also,
those-
if you're from a different country and you don't know how the system works, you're going to be more susceptible to get screwed by it.
and you get taken
basically.
advantage of. Go ahead.
Well, what it sounds to me like, maybe not a skin color thing, but a woman versus a man thing.
That's what I was.
Because the
kinda
law and the
feeling
court
from this, too.
system, they really, they are swayed toward females.
Females, big
Mhm.
time.
I agree with you with that.
She had to be real cute.
Yeah, but
too.
but if that happened,
Wait,
then
wait.
how?
Hold on. How cute? Was she cute?
I mean,
She was cute. Right?
yeah, she is, but it's
She was. Was she blonde?
This is one humble
Yeah,
gentleman
she's
over
a blonde.
here.
She's blonde chick.
yeah,
Blonde, like thick blonde.
yes,
Oh, see, that's your problem.
Yeah, but
you,
the
you
thing-
should have dated a brunette.
Was she?
Yeah, leave the blondes alone.
It's by the law. She cannot move any stuff. Like I know the law. I read about it. She cannot move stuff. If she claims this is her stuff, this gonna be court, like civil
Yeah.
court. We have to go to court, and she proved this her
So
stuff.
it sounds like the police oversaw a burglary of your stuff.
Yeah,
essentially.
because it happened with me a while back. I want to move my stuff. My ex changed the lock, and I called the police. He told me we cannot make you to move any stuff from her house. You have to go to court. Which that's true. That's by the law.
Yeah.
But why
the
let
law
her?
doesn't go both ways, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
Why
dude.
they let her?
Wow.
And then the thing, I get arrested after a month after that.
All right. Let's see
Where
what
she-
No, go ahead.
Yeah, what she did, she stolen my checks and deposited in her bank account.
So did the police that?
She's just crazy.
Did the police? This is. I'll ask when we get back from break.
All right, we come back from the break. We're talking to Ali. We're talking about his break-in. We're talking about how he feels he got to this point where the police are not assisting him in the, with his issues of the break-in. This is Michael Cargill, and you are listening to Come and Talk It.
This is Cody Noir, and you're listening to Come and Talk It with Michael Cargill.
Welcome back to Come and Talk It. And now here's Michael Cargill.
All right, so earlier, last hour, we talked about the President Trump's 2A legacy, talked about the bump stocks that's been confiscated, talked about AR pistol braces that are getting confiscated, talking about polymer 80s that are getting confiscated. So it's time to start some type of litigation, to start something, to try to get this stuff. We're going to have to start a GoFundMe page because this is getting crazy. It's getting really hard. It's getting difficult, It gets expensive. It's getting really costly. So we're going to have to start a GoFundMe page, to help with, these legal expenses. Because this is going to be a crazy year. I think 2021 is going to be on fire. It's going to be on fire.
I agree.
And it's breaking news coming out of England where they're, there's chaos. They're trying to leave the country, mass exodus there, and people are trying to get out because
they lost their
there's another
chance.
strain.
They should have left a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any sympathy for people that are in a country like that haven't left.
But somebody said, I don't know if this is true or not.
I left
We have
California.
to look this up. Can someone look this up? Because someone said that the current vaccine works on the other strain.
Does it?
And I don't know if that's true.
I'm
or
not getting it
Does anybody
regardless.
find
I don't
that?
care.
I don't know if that's true or not. But I know people are panicking because of this other strain.
Michael, if I haven't died already from the way that I've run my life, then I don't think I need to get a vaccine.
You got a
for corona.
point.
Yeah, I think I'm totally fine.
You, sir, have a point. Because all the stuff you've been doing, all the lipping and labbing, slipping and slapping, jigging and jabbing, you've been getting into.
Jibbing and jabbing.
Let me tell you. I did it, Casey. Yeah, I did it.
There's a story.
Producers looking at me. I did it.
Watch
You did it.
I got it all in there. I got it all in. It was all legal.
Jibbing and jabbing and slipping and slabbing.
There's an article on the UK Telegraph saying that scientists are racing to ensure that the vaccine works against the new variant.
Oh, so we don't know yet.
Racing.
So
Don't know
we
yet.
don't know.
So we've got some Scientologist race car drivers
So we
creating
don't
these
know.
vaccines, huh? That's what I got out of that. I think it's all baloney, Michael.
All right, so we're talking with Ollie, and Ollie has a restaurant located in downtown Austin, and it's called
Austin's Habibi.
Austin's Habibi. And so, very nice restaurant, great food. We're gonna get some samples here. I'll tell you the next time. We're
We going after the show?
shoot third party
Yes,
show is
sir.
gonna be at
All right.
Austin's Habibi. It's still open, right? Open right now?
Yeah.
Oh man, you're ready to go down there?
Good people, good people.
Yes, we have to check that place out. All right, so and we're talking about the restaurant situation of the several break-ins that they've had by the same individual, and the same individual's broken into other businesses in that same strip center there, where he's been broken into 7 times or 8 times. I've lost
7 times.
I've lost count.
Me too.
It's like 7. He's been broken into 7 times by the same person. Each time he calls the police. He has this person on security camera break into the place, and he's broken in. This person's broken into the restaurant so many times that the police don't even show up anymore. And he's broken in so many times that the court won't do anything about it.
Yes.
No relief from the court. This is just an unheard of story, unheard of. And so I'm gonna tag some news stories. I'm gonna send this to some media outlets tonight when I get home.
Who's that guy over at Fox 7?
I don't know. We're gonna send it to a bunch of
Casey
people.
Claiborne.
Casey only works on the weekends. We need to send it to some media outlets for
Man.
sure, because they need to. Someone needs to jump on this story because this is just crazy. This is blowing my mind. And then and now you at the point now where you want to buy a gun and take your own personal protection in your own hands. You've been broken into 7 times. This person's going to come back again. Nothing has stopped this person. The police has refused to respond to you now, and so now you want to get a gun and do what?
To protect really my business.
Because it's costing you. Every time this guy breaks in, it's costing you. You have to make the repairs. You have to fix this stuff.
Yeah, it cost me like over 10,000 to just replace what he took.
This is just crazy.
Yeah.
And so hopefully you've changed some of your security measures around.
Yeah, I have been changed all that stuff.
Okay, good. And there's some other things I'm going to tell you off camera, what I think you should do that's going to help you out and alert you a lot faster when something is going on, something is happening. Because there's some other things, some little tricks to trade that you can do to stop these people from doing this stuff, because this is crazy. Obviously, he knows how to get into the place. He's going to keep coming. He's done it 7 times. He's going to come again. He's already done it twice this year.
Yeah.
So he's going to do it again for sure. Especially we get into the holiday season, things get kind of tough, kind of rough for people. He's going to do it again. You take from people that are already struggling, who are trying to do things for themselves, and provide for their family.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out the best I can, because I heard this story when you came to to Central Texas Gun Works, and you came to take a class from us to learn how to shoot, to do everything legal, and I said, there's got to be something else I can do to help you, because this is just crazy. I don't want to send someone out the door, and I don't want to tell you just shoot him. I don't even want to tell you that. That doesn't even sit right on my conscience. There's got to be, it's got to be something else that I can do to bring light to the situation, because I just don't want to tell you to shoot somebody. I don't want to tell you just kill him, because if no one else is listening to you, this person keeps doing it, then here's your only recourse is just to shoot him. And that shouldn't be my response. So, I'm going to do what I can to help you and, see if we can bring light to this and get some other people to talk about this. See if we can get, reach out to some people at the Austin Police Department, reach out to some people in the court system to figure out, what can be done, because this is crazy. And you shouldn't have to deal with something like this. You're trying your best to do everything right. You live in this country, you're working hard, you work 7 days a week, and you shouldn't have to put up with something like this.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
It's crazy. Man, I don't know what to say, Zach. I'm just dumbfounded by this story completely.
Yeah, maybe he needs to hire you as an employee, and then you just stay the night there.
Private contract
Man,
work.
we have a sleeping bag and get us some pillowcases and put some stuff in the pillowcase and just go to town on this joker when he comes in. No, you're not getting out of here. No, you ain't getting out.
Or you do put bars of soap in the end of a tube sock, right?
Yeah, tell him what prison's gonna feel like. Yeah, he gonna learn today.
Well, this show took a turn.
No, he's not going to prison, right?
No, he's not going.
That's terrible.
That's right.
Watch it. Casey, you need to record your voice saying watch it and then click the button so people can hear it when you say that.
So they can hear what we hear.
No.
Man, look at some of this food here. Oh man, you guys got some nice food at that restaurant.
Yeah, I want the Euro plate.
You already know what you want already,
Yeah,
huh?
for sure.
I guess we know we're going after here.
Yeah, you're right next, Ali. You're right next to Tiniest Bar, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, I've actually eaten at your truck before. It's great food.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's there.
It's very good.
All right, awesome. Yeah.
That's right there, catty corner to Whole Foods, right in front of Tiniest Bar, in between the bar and the buoy, right?
Yes, buoy.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
By Whole Foods?
Yeah, a catty corner. So across both streets from there.
Where Whole Foods used to be?
Well, no, the downtown flagship Whole Foods.
Right. So where the old Whole Foods used to be.
There's an old Whole Foods?
Yeah, it used to be across the street.
It's still
I've been here
here.
a long time.
Yeah, still there.
Oh, that little one's still there?
Yeah.
Across the street?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you in that shopping center?
We are in the front.
The
Of that- of the-
southeast corner
of the
Bowie
old
and
place.
Fifth.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So you pull into that same parking lot like you're going to go to the old Whole Foods
Yes.
and park there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The old Whole Foods is where the buoy is now?
No, it's in the corner. Like I think it's South Lamar and Fifth Street. That's where the Whole Food now.
Uh-huh.
And Sixth Street the other side.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so, man, we were supposed to have another guest on the show to talk about, the polymer 80s. So we'll find out if we still have time to get this guy on to talk about the polymer 80s. It may be a little too late. We have to bring him on another day to talk about that because we got to talk about polymer 80s because this is, I'm concerned about this. I'm concerned about, this administration is allowing for us to lose another, another firearm or another part or another piece, of the Second Amendment. Here we are, enjoying ourselves, building things, with our family, trying to do things during this pandemic, and then we're getting all of our little toys taken away.
Yeah,
All my
and
little toys.
What the ATF has done, I looked at what they did with the pistol braces and classifying ARs as either pistols or rifles.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have added in this terminology that's very vague, and they are adding in other factors. And they're saying, oh, okay, these things that you used to call an AR pistol, well, if it uses a big caliber and it has they use the phrase like substantial recoil or something like that. If it has substantial recoil, you know what? We don't think that's a pistol. We think that's a rifle.
And who is this?
The ATF.
Wow, this is great. What do you
And
think?
so they're using these vague terms and they're not really defining things that they're saying. They're just like leaving it open to interpretation for later, it seems like.
And people are asking for assistance, like SB Tactical. They're saying, hey, they're begging. SB Tactical said
They make the braces, right?
Yeah, they sent out an immediate release, a press release, begging for the Trump administration to assist them in this issue. And said we need the Trump administration to do something to assist us, because this is going to kill their business altogether. This will kill SB Tactical.
Yeah, that fist that's just pushing down on them. They're asking it for help.
Yeah, and they're saying,
help
hey,
me. Take your hand off of my head and help me with it.
No, more like take your foot off my throat. I'm trying to breathe. So, I tell you, and they're begging. The SB Tactical sent out a press release, immediate release, begging for the Trump administration to assist them in this issue. And their demands or their requests is falling on deaf ears. Nothing is coming out of the Trump administration. No help, no assistance whatsoever. But the Trump administration has fired or gotten rid of, or I guess he resigned, the AG, right? Or the DOJ. Is that what it? The DOJ?
Sorry, I was fact checking something.
Yeah, I think the DOJ resigned or whatever, and so he's good to get rid of people that he wants to get rid of
Talking
when
about
he wants
Barr?
to do something. Yeah, Barr. So Barr is not there anymore, or he's leaving, and so when he wants to get rid of someone, he gets rid of them. But the people we need to get rid of, nothing has happened in the 4 years he's been there.
Because he doesn't want to get rid of them.
Yeah. So obviously he wants to do this. Obviously this is something that he wants to do. So this is why he's not that pro Second Amendment president. that
Disputing
everyone
Trump,
thinks.
Barr says no widespread election fraud. That's probably why he resigned.
Yeah.
He was not fired. Well, that's
No, he was not fired.
So it's not like Trump got rid of him.
And so in the press release that SB Tactical actually released, they said that, hey, their hope is for the ATF would finally take transparent action to provide clear criteria for brace-equipped pistols that would give manufacturers and consumers a way to see if products met the ATF's shift expectations. And instead, the document is a thinly veiled blueprint for the largest firearm registration and ultimately potentially confiscation scheme in the U.S. history. That's what happened right now. We're losing our AR pistols. They want you to register them and turn them to SBRs, short barrel rifles, and come after your guns. This is Michael Cargill, and you are listening to Come and Talk It.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Jack Jones here, and I get my gun news from Michael Cargill on Come and Talk It.
Welcome back to Come and Talk It. And now here's Michael Cargill.
All right, so we're back and we're talking about the Trump administration is SB Tactical. We're talking about the pistol brace. And SB Tactical released a press release last week at the end of the week, and they said, look, this proposed guidance says that it does not have the effect and force of law. Yet, SB Tactical, in conjunction with the Firearms Regulatory Accountability Coalition and other organizations, will continue to work tirelessly with congressional leadership, the White House, and the Department of Justice to ensure that legal gun owners' rights and the rights of manufacturers are not in jeopardy. SP Tactical is saying that they believe that the White House is considering weighing in on this issue, but they will not do so unless we make our voices heard. The time is now to come together as a community, as a gun community of the gun owners, retailers, and manufacturers to demand that President Trump preserve our Second Amendment rights. This is our last chance to get this administration to intervene. And this is straight from SP Tactical. This is not my words. They're saying this is their last chance to get the administration to intervene. They strongly urge you to contact the White House to demand they take swift action to stop and reverse ATF's efforts to ensure arbitrary and capricious decisions affecting millions of legal gun owners. And all it takes is just, clicking a little link, from SP Tactical's website, going to the White House, sending the White House an email. They have all this information, on their website. They're saying, hey, donate to FRAC, which is the Firearms Regulatory Accountability Coalition. They're saying, additionally, once the guidance formally posts to the Federal Registry on Friday, December 18th, they encourage you to submit commentary to the ATF and express your frustration and confusion. This is important to ensure a full record before the agency and later court that reviews this issue. But because the ATF seems to want to limit participation in the proceeding, it has created complicated rules and deadlines. To submit comments in the DOJ proceeding, you will need to follow the instructions below, and the comments that do not follow the below instructions will not be considered. The due date, written comment must be postmarked by, electronic comments must be submitted on or before January the 1st of 2021. We have a very short time. We have less than 2 weeks to do this. All submissions received must include the agency's name and docket number, ATF 2020R-10. All properly completed comments received will be posted without change to the federal rulemaking portal, including any personal information provided, and comments must have a full name, mailing address, and signature. So they're making it very difficult, to even provide comments or anything. And, the SP Tactical and other gun organizations, manufacturers, distributors are saying, hey, we need your help. We need help in this situation. And they're begging for the Trump administration to step in and assist. And so far, the demands and the requests, has fallen on deaf ears. All right. So what, Zach? What do we do?
I mean, what do you think is going to happen?
We're going to lose them. We're going to lose. Yeah. It's the beginning of the end.
And if it happens, it will be the biggest expansion of the NFA ever, because what are there, 4 million AR pistols, something like that?
And I'm thinking the amount of money and the amount of bump stocks that were lost by, the company that was selling them. You're talking millions of dollars.
That was only 500,000 bump stocks, 500,000, I think,
that
roughly.
they had to destroy.
I think boating accidents are going to go up. You know what I mean?
It's just going to be crazy. Yeah,
boating accidents.
But they want to entice people to register these AR pistols by giving them a free tax stamp, basically. Instead of paying $200 like you normally would, they're saying, oh, hey, if you do this by this date, you give us all your information, you jump through all the hoops that we make everybody jump through.
That tax stamp process,
we'll do it for free.
And that process is so long,
it's already 9 months backlog right now.
We make it easy. We make it easy by, giving you providing the kiosk in the lobby, helping with the paperwork, submitting the paperwork and all that stuff. So we make it easy on that aspects of it, but it's crazy. But lately, what I've seen is the people that we've turned in paperwork for in May and June and July, we're getting their paperwork back this year.
6 months.
Yeah, but the people that we turned their paperwork in December, we haven't gotten their paperwork
but
back
you know what? This is going to allow the ATF to do
that.
That
makes sense.
Right, it makes no sense.
Now the ATF, now they need to hire 30,000 new people to handle all this. And you think they're going to fire them after the end of it? No, that's just a huge expansion of the ATF and the NFA.
I say whatever. You guys know my opinion.
What's your opinion?
Abolish the ATF completely. That's my opinion. That's all I got for you.
That's it.
Dead
It's
air.
simple, right?
All right, so and inside the studio we have Ali. He's one of the owners of Austin's Habibi. I'm gonna get that right, Austin's Habibi, and we're talking to him about his case where a guy breaks into his restaurant 7 times, and the fourth time, the guy was, the third time I think it was. I've even lost count now. The guy was, actually arrested, by police. He bailed out of jail while he was out on bail, or bonded out. He actually broke into the restaurant a 4th time. Then he breaks into the restaurant a 5th time. He breaks in the 6th time. He breaks in the 7th time. And they finally put this guy on probation for 3 years. Okay. So while he's on probation for 3 years, we'll see if he breaks in an 8th time. He's already done it twice this year. And so Ali has gone through the trouble of actually, contacting the court. He's talking to the prosecutor and the prosecuting attorney. He's trying to start some kind of dialogue. It's like, look, this guy's broken into my place 7 times. We need some type of relief. And so the attorney's just like, well, what do you want me to do? How much did he take? Well, he broke in 7 times. This guy's got a problem.
You think this guy's homeless?
I
Into the mic.
So. I don't think so.
Do you think that he knows somebody that works for you?
No.
Well, I don't know. I've never even heard of a case like this ever.
I mean, he's taking 2 tablets. He's taking your Clover workstation.
Yeah.
The register, and those things are expensive. And he's just the mere fact of just breaking into the place. And so the Travis County assistant district attorney that's handling this case is Gustavo Garcia Jr. And man, this is just crazy to me. Gustavo Garcia Jr. Come on, sir. You're the assistant district attorney. This he's done this 7 times, and he's done it to other businesses. This is crazy.
Is this how you treat the immigrant community?
Gustavo Garcia Jr.
Yeah, it's insane.
I almost want to give his phone number out, but I better not do that. I get in trouble then.
Can you?
No, I can't. All right, you have to send that to me. All right, so yeah, we're gonna help you out though. We're gonna do what I can, help you out. Tighten up your security a little bit, because I don't like telling you to go out and just shoot someone. I like to give you some other things to do, some different things.
Preventative measures.
Yeah, preventative measures. I want to walk through the business. I want to help you change up your security a little bit, and to help you. Stop this from happening, because obviously this guy knows how to get in. He keeps doing it over and over again. He's very persistent. So we're going to help you out and try to do what we can on our side. Yeah. And we're also going to eat some food too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to eat in the process. All right. So, well, man, I tell you, hey, that's all I got. I'm spent. That story there just really took the life out of me. Completely took the life out of me. And for all those people that are out there that are talking about, still supporting this current administration, saying they're pro 2A, you might want to rethink your priorities and rethink your life, because, we're losing right now. It's December, and we're losing a lot under this current administration by this current Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. As I'm speaking right now, I'm actually texting one of my attorneys in D.C. right now, going back and forth while I'm on air right now, about what's happening, and what are some of the things that we can do to stop this stuff from happening, because this is just getting I'm concerned, I'm scared, I'm worried now, and I've never felt this way before. I am worried, I'm concerned about our way of life. I'm concerned about where this is going, because this is just the beginning. If we can do this on the Republican president, imagine what can happen under Democrat president. If we can do this, when the Republicans control the Senate, the Democrats control the House. What would happen if, Georgia, the Democrats win one of those races or 2 of those races in Georgia?
We are done for.
You win 2 of those races in Georgia, then we're going to lose the Senate. And this is what we're talking about.
And meanwhile, in Texas, we got that Terry Mesa bill.
Yeah. As go Georgia, will go the rest of the country. As go Georgia, there goes your firearms. As goes Georgia, there goes your AR pistols. As goes Georgia, there goes your polymer 80s. As goes Georgia, there goes your magazines, your 30-round capacity magazine. As goes Georgia, you're going to have to get that SBR and get that tax stamp, pay $200. As goes Georgia, you're going to have to register your firearms, register your AR pistols. Just remember that. As always, more guns equals less crime. You go out there and you buy yourself a gun. You listen to Come and Talk It with Michael Cargill.